Welcome back to some more Reddit stories. How are you feeling?
I'm a little less nervous than I was last time, so that's nice. I'm kind of actually excited.
So last time, I don't feel like I got those big reactions I was hoping for. So I keep trying to find crazier ones,
Oh, no.
I don't know if I'll actually achieve that, but I'm trying.
Oh,
because
no.
part of the fun of these is how you react to them.
Oh, God. Now I'm nervous.
I think my 30-year-old female naked impression of a rhino has given my girlfriend, 33 female, the ick. How do I come back from this?
I have so many questions. Impression of a rhino?
Impression of a rhino, yeah. Naked impression of a rhino.
My first question is, why?
Let's see. I woke up to a chilly morning today and beelined to the shower, wanting to warm up as fast as possible. I turned the water on, stripped down, and put my hand out to feel if it had heated up yet. It had not. In order to conserve heat, like the knowledgeable survivalist I am, I thought it was wise to crouch down into a ball to minimize my surface area, and to keep reaching into the shower occasionally to see if the water was warm. Now, ordinarily, I don't mind when my girlfriend comes into the bathroom if I'm in the shower because it's all very expected and normal. I'll be showering upright, she'll have a little tinkle, and everyone retains their dignity. But today was not an ordinary day. While she had woken up and pursued her regular routine, I'd woken and chosen Gollum. She walked in, sat on the loo, and then saw me, a squat, corrupted flesh sphere, splashing in the shallow end of the shower tray. I saw myself through her eyes and a shiver ran through me. However, I saw a way out. Comedy. I remembered a tweet that I had never thought about until I found myself in this position and decided to pass it off as my own.
Oh no.
I asked her, "Do you ever get on all fours in the shower and pretend to be a rhino, moaning pleasurably in the first rains of the year?" Before she had time to tell me that no, that's unusual, I doubled down. I crawled into the shower and mooed enthusiastically like a grateful little rhinoceros. I saw something die in her eyes. She flushed and walked out of the bathroom. We both finished getting ready, avoiding eye contact, and left for work. How do I come back from this and rescue my image as a being with an ounce of sexuality and dignity?
All right. Just wow.
Yeah. Isn't it beautiful?
I still feel the need to know why. That's so weird.
Because there's nothing more beautiful than nature,
Nature.
And she wasn't feeling beautiful in the moment. She felt like, oh. So then she had to be a rhino bathing in the first rains of the year. That's beautiful. That's stunning.
So, to answer the poster's question, I would say that you should just explain the whole situation and then just be like, I just felt like it was weird that I was Gollum. I decided to try and be funny and be a rhino.
You know what? My answer is you don't have to come back from anything.
No.
That was gorgeous. That was the greatest decision you can make in that scenario. How freaky would it be to see somebody squatting naked? That's repulsive. All right? The only way to come back from that is by being a rhino. I feel like everything is completely logical and sound in this person's mind.
It's weird.
I want to know why this person felt so self-conscious.
Yeah, because, about just being in like a little ball.
Yeah, if I was in a little ball in the shower, waiting for it to warm up, and then you walked in, and I was like, "Oh, hey, I'm just waiting for the water to warm up." You'd be like, "Yeah, no, chill."
Honestly, no,
you wouldn't even care.
I wouldn't even ask anyway because like one of our favorite things to do is sit in the shower.
Yeah, it's great.
And just let the hot water hit you.
It's like hanging out in a warm summer storm.
So I wouldn't even question it for a second. I would just think that you were sitting in the shower water.
Even if it was like something not normal, it'd just be like, "What are you doing?" You'd be like, "I'm tired and I'm waiting for the water to warm up." And you'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, and then I'd just turn on like the sink faucet on hot so it would get warmer faster for you.
So
I wouldn't really be concerned.
No.
So I don't know why they were so nervous about.
They have to have like some
that.
kind of self-esteem thing where they're like, I just look gross in this position. And
Maybe.
I bet she thinks I look gross in this position too. So I'm going to be funny. Because when I feel awkward, a lot of times I'll resort to humor.
That's
But
true.
what a wild way to go about that. As I'm going to be, and like mooing too and everything. Like, you know what? Points for committing to the bit.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to do the bit, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Also, like, where the heck you get that kind of energy in the morning?
No idea.
There is no way that I would have an ounce of enough energy to make the sound of a rhino.
I feel like death every morning, basically. So no.
Yeah.
There's an update.
Oh.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Update. I showed her this post and it turned out she was so groggy first thing that she didn't even remember the Grateful Rhino bit. Thanks to everyone for being so kind and encouraging to build up my confidence to circle back to it. Here's to many more rains. So
Wow.
Didn't even remember. It was like sitting on their conscience all day. And no one's like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I got so like deep into their own head. Like, how do I even come back from this as someone who's sexually attractive?
Yeah.
And, wow.
Yeah, and like I'm sure
I honestly don't even remember that you did that. I was still so tired.
The partner
that would be me.
Yeah, the partner's probably looking at it and be like, that's hilarious. I don't remember it though. But that's hilarious. Especially with like the response. There's like nothing negative in there. I'm sure they're just like, I don't know why you did that. I probably would think it's hilarious now. I just don't remember it.
Gosh. Yeah, no, that's weird. That is weird.
You sound like a keeper, OP. If she doesn't appreciate you, find a game warden who will. When she comes home, tell her you want to have a serious talk and say something like, look, I'm sorry I was being a bit weird this morning. I was cold and trying to preserve the warmth, and the rhino thing was just a knee-jerk response to see if I could. At this point, look her in the eyes. Raise one eyebrow. Slowly lift your index finger to your nose in imitation of rhino horn. Wiggle it coquettishly and say, make you horny. Her reaction should tell you whether she's a keeper or not.
That is gold. I like that comment.
I'd laugh. It would work for me.
I see. That was a weird one.
Yeah.
You are correct. That was a weird one right out of the gate.
I thought it was great. It got plenty of chuckles out of me when I was reading it.
So weird.
It just went down a road I was not expecting at all.
I'm trying to remember what rhinos sound like and if I could even imitate one. When you said that they imitated a rhino, I was not thinking like being all on all fours and making the sound. I thought that they somehow contorted their naked body to look like a rhinoceros.
What?
Just like, I thought they like body origamied into a fucking rhino, basically. Like, that's the visual that I got when I heard that.
Fours, pretending to move.
I know that now.
I know
that now. But originally, I thought that they like contorted their body into like the shape of a rhino.
I don't know who's going to watch this, but if you're an artist, can you draw that? It sounds horrifying.
I thought it was like a human origami.
Oh, God. That'd be so brutal.
That's the visual I had initially where I was just like, why?
Yeah. I would love to see how that would happen. I want to see that. All right. This next one is on the sadder side.
Oh, no.
A little bit of whiplash. Ready?
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay. This one's called I, 25 female, overheard my 27 male boyfriend say that he chose the wrong girl.
Oh.
For context, me and my boyfriend have been together for a total of 8 years. We met between mutual friends while I was still in school, and he had just moved to my town to go to college. We were friends for 2 years before we started dating. The reason for this was because, one, I was too scared to make a move, and secondly, he was in love with one of our mutual friends. After she got a boyfriend, he moved on to liking me, and we have been dating ever since. Last Saturday was his birthday, and he told me he has never been thrown a surprise party and would like to experience one. I worked all week before Saturday, planning and inviting people, getting reservations, buying a cake,
Oh
etc.
my God. Okay, I'm already physically uncomfortable because that means that like there was an entire audience that also heard him say that he picked the wrong girl. I feel like he like walks in while he's on the phone and everybody's like hiding and they all hear everything that he says. And then she's like, surprise.
Maybe.
Oh, my heart. Oh, God. Okay, keep going.
I asked his best friend to hang out with him for most of the day so that I could set up and get everyone to get here and hide for the surprise. The birthday party was a success and he was smiling the whole time. He had snuck off with his best friend somewhere and I wanted to find him so that we could sing happy birthday and cut the cake. As I was walking down the hallway, I heard him and his friend talking, so I kept walking towards their voices. I heard him tell his friend that he should have kept trying with our mutual friend. He told him that he should have been the man that was engaged to her and not her now fiancé. He said that he hated waking up to me and that he wished that our mutual friend was the one that threw him his first surprise party. He said that he felt disgusted every time he had to kiss me or hold me because he knew that our mutual friend should be in his arms instead. He said that he felt like he was stuck in our relationship and that he would end up having to marry me. He said that our mutual friend was better than me in looks from head to toe. He said that she was the most gorgeous girl I've ever seen. I went back to the party and told everyone that I couldn't find him and that we would have to wait for him to come back. When he came back, he gave me a hug and a kiss on the head and told me he loved me. I didn't want to ruin his party, so I went along with it. He doesn't know that I know he doesn't honestly love me. I've just been going along with everything. I honestly don't want to break up with him. I just want to know how I can make him fall in love with me. I don't know what I did to make him feel so unhappy, so I would like to know, how do I make my boyfriend fall in love with me, or should I just give up on our relationship? He's the first boyfriend I've ever had, and I'm scared to start dating again at my age.
Leave. Just leave, because it doesn't matter what she does. She obviously loves him and does all these things for him, and she threw him a surprise party just because he mentioned that he's never had one.
Yeah.
So, like, she cares so much about him, and I'm sure she's done lots of really nice things and stuff. And obviously that's not enough for him because she's never going to be this other girl.
Yeah, he does not feel the same way, and you can't force him to feel the same way.
No, and he's hung up on this other person.
Yeah.
And like one of the most upsetting things is he's hung up on the idea of this person.
Right.
And you can never compete with an idea, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard enough to compete to like another person, but he has this idea of this person with like the image and that specific time frame of her personality and things like that. People change.
Yeah.
She's not the same person that he remembers and that he's fantasizing about and imagining being with.
Right.
So even this girl cannot live up to his expectation of what he's wanting in a significant other. She needs to cut and run. It's really sad, but yeah, girl, get out of there.
Yeah, and like, it's funny because she's like at my age, and in here it says she's 25. I'm like, it's not like you're 85, and even if you are 85, you can still find somebody. You can find someone at any age.
Yes.
Because like you and I found each other at 26, 27, so who knows what's going to happen. I also didn't think that I was going to really find anybody, but here we are. One example is my grandma. Yeah. She was in her late 60s when she found the person that she's with right now, and they've been together for a very long time at this point. I mean, you never know. You can't, don't beat yourself up. And also, I wish I could kind of talk to this person because I can't imagine the impact it would have on her confidence and her trust and stuff, because he's going, kissing her, I love you so much, oh wow, and then behind her back saying this stuff.
I know.
It's going to be so hard for her to...
She's going to have the biggest trust issues ever.
Exactly.
And she's also going to just like feel inferior no matter what people say.
Right.
She's not going to believe what anybody says.
Yep. And, it's like, why am I not good enough? What can I do to be better? What can I do to win over?
I know.
It's like,
the fact that that's where she went straight away just breaks my heart.
Yeah, when she should have went to like, I'm getting out of here. This guy can go screw himself. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. She should have called him out right there at the party in front of everybody.
Yep.
Been like, hey, this guy's garbage and I'm done. See ya.
Yeah, I think at that point she didn't want to be humiliated.
Yeah, I know, but
I think that's what
myself,
happened.
I would have just like, I would want to flip it around, you know?
That's true.
It's one thing just to say it. It's just what I wish she would have done. But like her response to it was logical, especially if she's like, what can I do to make it better? She obviously wasn't mad at him necessarily.
She's
or anything.
Not in like the cut and run mindset right now. She's in the how can I fix this?
Yeah. She's like blaming herself for it instead of just realizing he's just not that great of a guy.
Yeah. Like, how are you going to say that? Like, she just put together this surprise party and everything and got everyone there to celebrate you. And you're over there like, she's not pretty.
Mm-hmm.
It's disgusting to wake up to her and hold her and kiss her and touch her. Like,
that's brutal.
Ow.
That's so brutal.
That hurt me in my soul. That's brutal. And then this other chick is way better in every way, and she should be engaged to me. And then I feel trapped, like I'm gonna have to marry her now.
Yeah.
Which, nope. Let me fix that for you.
I know. What a stupid thing to like even go with in your mind. If you aren't into somebody, then you don't have to marry him. Just move on. He should leave her then. If he feels disgusted waking up with her and like having to like kiss her and stuff like that, then you obviously shouldn't be there. Like, let her go. Let her find somebody who actually cares about her.
Exactly. Here's your sign that you're not happy, which means you'll never be able to make her happy.
Yep.
So go.
Someone said, oh, girl, if I stayed with the dropkick I was with at 25, I'd be freaking miserable. 25 is not too late to start dating again. You deserve way more than this disrespect. Call him out on it, watch his face, then leave. You cannot make someone love you, and someone who loves you will never say the things you heard.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yup.
Preach. I don't know who's watching this, but you don't have to put up with that ever. Literally ever. You're beautiful. You're enough, and the right one will know all of that and never say anything like that or compare you to their ex or their wannabe ex. It wasn't even his ex.
Right. It's just a mutual friend.
You will be the fantasy woman that they are obsessed with instead of whatever character this guy has playing on repeat in his head.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was hoping to hit your ick button with this a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm so excited to read this to you in like a mean way, kind of.
Oh no.
All right, ready?
Hold on. I'm trying to mentally fortify myself here.
My 26 female boyfriend, 33 male, has some gross habits.
Okay.
My boyfriend has some gross habits. My boyfriend is honestly so gross sometimes. He has a perpetually stuffed nose, and I have found his boogers on walls, in the showers, on hand towels, etc. Whenever I hear him blow his nose, I get triggered. This morning, we are in bed sleeping, and I hear him blow his nose like 6 times, loud as hell. I turned around on this last one because it was annoying, and there's nothing visible that he's blown his nose into. So I asked him where the f*** he's blown his nose, and he says, in his hand. He has been blowing his nose and wiping his boogers God only knows where. On the blanket we both sleep with, the sheets. I am sick and disgusted thinking about this. He's 33 years old. I'm 26. We've been together a bit over a year, probably approaching a year and a half. However, we just moved in together 3 weeks ago. I knew he was gross, but I just can't do this. It makes me so repulsed that I can hardly fathom having sex, etc. Especially since there are probably boogers on our f***ing bed. Every time I bring this up, he gets defensive and says he can't help his stuffy nose.
You can help where you blow your nose.
Part of this was just venting, but what would you guys do if it was your partner?
Oh my gosh. Okay. You can try to address the problem.
Yeah.
And put tissues like in like every room
everywhere.
Where he goes.
Yeah,
basically
it would have
just
to be
have
everywhere.
Boxes of tissues everywhere, since it seems like he really does have like a sinus issue. But it sounds like he doesn't really care to blow his nose into tissues?
No, he doesn't care at all. He'll just blow into his hand.
Get rid of the whole man.
That's so gross, by the way.
Get rid of the whole man.
Yeah.
Get rid of the whole man.
But what if my nose was stuffed and I had to blow it into my hand?
There's no way that you would do that.
Yes, I would.
If you did, you'd immediately go wash your hands.
I would be disgusted by myself. Unless it's like the only time that would happen to me is if I sneeze.
Yes, when you have like an
hand.
explosive sneeze out of nowhere and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and that does happen.
Crud.
I have plenty of allergies. So like my nose, I feel like is a little more gunky than the average person's. I blow my nose into tissues or toilet paper or whatever. There have been times where like I'll sneeze. I usually sneeze into my arm. So like I'll have a hoodie on and it'll sneeze and like it'll get in my hoodie and I'll have to clean it up. I usually go to the bathroom and use water and soap and kind of just like clean all that and I have like a little wet patch for a while. But I don't understand you just like that's just what you do? It's just blow into your hand?
Yeah, no, that is like an active conscious decision to blow his nose into his hand and then wipe the boogers on the sheets, on the walls, which like...
Who knows where it could... Yeah.
Guys.
Okay.
Our 5-year-old.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was going to say, so we're trying to teach our 5-year-old to blow his nose into tissues and stuff. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, if I saw him and he blew his nose into his hand, right? I'd be like, okay, like, good job, bud. Like, you did blow your nose, but next time, use a tissue. So even with like a 5-year-old, I would like want to correct the behavior.
Yes.
Granted, a 33-year-old. And also, like old dog, new tricks, I feel like is to an extent a thing. You can, of course, grow as a person and change habits and stuff like that. But if this is his habit so strong and his answer is like, my nose is stuffy, then like this dude's going to be just doing that.
Even it doesn't sound like he really cares.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Like it doesn't
and he's not
gross him out.
Right.
Which is astounding to me.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's so gross. Okay. If she does like him a lot and she wants to try and get him to like use tissues and stuff instead, she has to brain train him.
Like that one episode of The Office.
Exactly. Every time he uses a tissue, give him like a piece of candy or something that he really likes.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, here's an M&M. Yes.
This reminds me of one time I was working at a Philly shop that makes like Philly sandwiches. At one point in the men's restroom, it just started filling up with boogers all over the walls. And at the end of every night, we'd go in there and have to clean all of it up. And we could not figure out where this was coming from. So we had to, obviously, we all had to extensively wash our hands constantly because it's like, okay, where's this coming from? If it's somebody that's cooking or something, don't want that on the food. If it's a customer, we won't really know because we obviously had like the people came in every day.
Mm-hmm. You got regulars.
Right. And like, so are they doing it? A few weeks later, they fired one of the line guys, like the night line guy, and it just stopped. So that means that this dude would just go in there and pick his nose and just wipe it all over the walls.
No.
And then go back and make the food.
Ew, no.
And luckily, they were making everybody wash their hands a lot and making everyone glove up too when they're like handling the food. Because it was so disgusting. So disgusting. And this dude, he was probably in his 30s. That was a while back. So, and he was about 10 years older than me. So around the time I probably would have been like 24, 25. So he's probably, 30, 33, 35, somewhere in there doing that. Disgusting. Anytime anyone talks about like boogers and stuff, I always remember that guy. It's just so gross.
Did he have to clean the boogers?
I don't know. I didn't work night shift. I'm not sure.
I would have been so mad.
I don't think he did. I think like one of our counter people, I think she usually cleaned the bathrooms at night, but I don't know. Again, I didn't work the night shift. And I only worked there for a few months, so I'm not sure. But
he should have had to clean his own boogers.
I know. But we didn't know it was him until he was
Ew.
fired because he sucked at his job. So they fired him, and then all of a sudden, no more boogers.
Gross. Gross. Use a tissue.
Guys, just use tissues, or you can shoot snot rockets in the shower. That's fine.
Or into a sink and then rinse it down.
That's still that's still on the edge of don't do that.
Yeah.
Just do it in the shower, okay?
That's fair.
And
Honestly, that's when
that's before you wash anything. You do that first, and then you wash your body and your face and stuff, just to get the booger somewhere.
Yeah.
We had a funny one, and then a sad one, and then a gross one. And so I kind of wanted to end this one with just like a wholesome one.
Oh, okay.
I read it, and it kind of just got me. I just thought it was kind of awesome. I've been talking to my partner's dead fiance. Ready?
Yeah.
What do you think it is, real quick?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's get into it then.
They're psychic.
Yeah, that's where I went. I was like, you talking to ghosts? Like, actually talking to ghosts?
Talking to ghosts.
So I've been in a relationship with the most lovely man for 2 years. Before we met, he had a partner of over 10 years. Unfortunately, just over a decade ago, she passed away. It was self-inflicted. I knew her, and she was a lovely woman. I don't ask my partner much about her, as I know it's a hard subject for him to talk about, and I don't want him to feel bad. If he feels like he needs to talk more about it, I know he will talk to me, and I will listen. As I said, my partner is the most amazing man. He's incredibly sweet, very kind, and very gentle. I had a lot of problems with physical contact, but even now, he still asks and makes sure I'm comfortable with it. We can talk about anything and know there will be no judgment from either side. The only thing I haven't told him is I occasionally walk the 5 kilometers to the cemetery and sit at her grave for hours. I tell her all about how my partner is doing, about the town, etc. I bring her flowers too if I can get some. I always feel bad that in order for me to have found who I feel like is my soulmate, a lovely woman had to pass away. I often find myself wondering where I'd be now if she had lived. I often feel guilty, like I've stolen her partner from her, and I find myself apologizing for it every time I visit her. That's all. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Thank you for listening, and I'm sorry if this is worded badly. I'm not good at getting my thoughts and feelings into words.
Okay. I think that's really sweet.
Yeah.
But I wish that she didn't feel guilty or anything like that. But I can understand, where, her mind went to come to that conclusion and everything.
Yeah.
It's just like if you were still here, then I wouldn't have any of this. So it makes me kind of feel bad that I am happy. And in order for that to happen, you had to be gone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a very, very empathetic approach.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not hurting anyone.
No.
It doesn't seem like it's affecting the relationship. And, she's going there, and it sounds like she needs some therapy to kind of help with that guilt. But it sounds like this is therapeutic to her.
Yeah.
To go there and be like, I'm so thankful and I'm so sorry, whatever.
Yeah, because then she can get it all off of her chest. And she feels like she's having that conversation with the deceased spouse. So it makes everything feel better for her. And
it sounds like she's very thankful for everything that she has. I feel like in order to feel guilty like that, you would have to absolutely love this person and love the life with this person. So that also shows the immense love that she has for him and their life and everything. I just thought it was kind of beautiful.
It is.
It's so sad, but in such a beautiful way. I just loved it.
Yeah. I think it's precious.
Yeah, I agree.
And it is sad, but also it's just so thoughtful. And I like that.
Somebody said, if I passed away, I would want someone like you to look after my partner. I'm sure she's really happy you are there. You haven't stolen anything. You have given back a life to someone who would otherwise be stuck in the grief of loss. Don't doubt yourself. You are amazing and special, and you deserve all the good things you have right now. And they said, I might just cry after reading this. Thank you.
Oh, I love that.
I just love that. I thought that was a good note to kind of leave it on.
That is a good note to leave it on. Some beauty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel like we went through all the emotions today.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Full spectrum.
The emotional ringer here. So let us know what you guys think about all the stories.
Yes. Did you have a favorite story and why?
Mm-hmm.
Also, did you think human origami?
Yeah, are you guys... Oh my god, what was it called? Animorphs? Like the in-between stage where they're not quite the animal yet, but they're still not human?
Yes. Yeah, no, I don't know why my brain went there. I was just like, this person is a contortionist, obviously.
So, yeah. What did you think? What did you imagine immediately when we were reading that? Do you think that the girl should leave her boyfriend that doesn't like her? I feel like that's an obvious answer.
I also feel like that's an obvious answer, but maybe somebody will be in a different mindset.
How would you feel and react to a spouse leaving their boogers everywhere? And how do you feel about this lady feeling guilty but thankful for someone's passing?
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. If you liked the video and you're still here, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell. All that stuff helps us so much, and we're trying to grow this channel. Share it. If you have anybody who likes to listen to stories or likes to just kind of chat about random things and put their opinions into it, we love hearing how you guys feel about stuff. Until next time.
Always remember that we love you.
Stay safe and healthy. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye, guys.
Bye.